Well, I don't know about this one, guys. You guys have seen a little short video today. If you guys see that video, shortly after that it stopped snowing. Well, look at this, it's back to fucking snowing again. I really don't know if I'm ever going to get the chance to get anything fucking done. Don't even know if my hoses are workable, if they're even working right now. Because it got pretty cold last night, and it's supposed to only just get freaking colder. I thought that shit was done, you know? Like, it's not that windy out, but it's cold. I might have to go put my big jacket on. Yeah, that's fucking... Yep, that's frozen. Well, I guess that's out of the question then. If I can't even turn my water on, the hoses are frozen too then. Well, you know, it's kind of not my fault, you know, because I thought this shit was, yeah. Everything's completely frozen. I'm not showing you this, but everything's cocksucking frozen. This is bullshit. I don't know, if those hoses stay out too much longer, they're just going to end up, they're going to most likely blow. So, I guess if they blow, they fucking blow then, because this shit should be fucking done. Shouldn't be cold out anymore. Shouldn't be snowing. This is bullshit. And what's so damn funny is that after, I think this week and next week's going to be cold. And after that, I think it's supposed to really warm up and get into the freaking 70s. I really freaking doubt that, because look at this horse shit that's, you know, that's going on. So, I don't know, this won't be much of a video then, I guess, because I can't do anything in this fucking cold, crappy bullshit. And I'd have to probably try to bring the hoses in, and try to see if they want to thaw here in the shop, but, you know, the hell with it. Shouldn't have to constantly, freaking, you know, bring them in, take them out, bring them in, you know, I mean, just, you know, bring me the damn summer and let's get on with it. Anyways, I got a couple things here at the hardware. One is just some shop towels. One roll for now. I'll grab another roll next month. And I bought a new water gun Dewey. This is just a kind of the cheapest. This is the cheapest one they had. It's all kind of like steel. It's probably not steel, but it's not plastic like the other one was. Of course, it's made by Nelson or whatever. So it is. Yeah, it's a metal body. So it is metal. Of course, this is plastic. This thing, but that they usually last pretty good long time. And then I was going to work on the garden hoses. I went and bought some. Rubber seals for them. I think this is the right size for them. And looks like I won't be working on them, I guess, today. Fucking bullshit. Because, you know what, I'm not going to be working in the cold anymore. I don't even want to be out making this damn video, so this is going to be a pretty short video. Because I refuse to work in this crappy cold bullshit, you know. And of course, I got stuff coming from Harbor Freight. That'll be coming probably in the next couple of weeks. But I just figured to show you guys this a little bit. You know, I got some rubber seals for the hoses because they're leaking big times and they need to be stopped. Hopefully that'll fix it. I don't know. The hoses might be blowing somewhere and I don't know where, but. And then I bought one of these. He did show me on the reel that I have now, that the hose there, I did have one of those long, kind of like a flower head thing. Like it was kind of like this, but it had like a long neck on it. You know, almost as if like washing flowers or watering flowers and stuff like that. I had one of those. He was like, "Well, we have these kind," and I was like, "Yeah, I don't want that." And he kind of laughed at me. He's like, "Yeah, they didn't last, did they?" I was like, "No." I was like, I had mine less than a year and it already had quit, you know. It still works, but I mean, I just don't have the head on it anymore. So it's just this is just mother here. Send her text. So I just went and got this one. The hose on the front of on the front yard there has an older one, so it's just thicker. It's not leaking. I might replace the rubber seal inside of it because it looks like there might be enough here. Yeah, man, there's actually a lot here. See, there's a rubber seal in this one. So, but that's new, so that should be fine. But if that breaks, then I got these to replace it. And so we'll try that. See if that'll fix the leak that's going on with the hoses. If not, then I'll just have to get new hoses then. This is also made by Nelson. So I just got one package. There's like enough here. I'm not sure how many. I don't know how many there is in a package, but apparently there's enough here. So, oh, they do have a website too, so you could probably order more of these online if you wanted to. I think I could get these on eBay as well. But yeah, so I just got the hose seals and then this little water gun thingy. It's got mist, flat, stream, full, shower, and then back to mist. I think I used shower, and I think it was either full or stream. I used stream or full for the muddy stuff, and then I used shower for the, just, you know, rinsing the foiler off or whatever. Mist, I don't think I ever really use it because it doesn't really serve a purpose. Flat, I use that if I'm going to water the lawn, but I have a water sprayer do anything anyway, so I don't really use that. And then I got a roll of shop towels, so that's all I got. I actually forgot to ask Mother. I was going to see if Mother would pick me up some turtle wax. Someone said to put turtle wax on the John Deere to protect the paint and stuff a little bit better. And I don't know if she got any. I asked her just to look around. I don't know if they would have had it or not, but someone was saying to just use dish soap and turtle wax, and that should keep your paint looking good. And there's one guy that was saying don't even bother because, you know, it's a mower, it's gonna get crapped on anyway. But whatever. You know, it's a $12,000 deal, and I don't want to have to, you know, fix the paint or anything on it. So I think I'm going to take some dish soap, wash it really good, and then I'm going to hit it with some turtle wax if Mother got any here. I'm waiting for her to text me back, and she said it snowed there pretty good too earlier today. And she's still sending a big text, looks like. Shit. Yeah, so I don't know, it would have to be so, I don't know, she said she got me something, but whatever, you know, it'll have to work. You cocksucker. So, yeah. So, apparently there's supposed to be something coming in the mail from Mother too, so I gotta keep an eye on that. But yeah, so I don't know. It's just really getting to be, you know, like I was talking to a couple people on YouTube last night, and they said that it's like spring down there, like they have grass growing already. And if any of you guys that watch Matt on YouTube, forget what his YouTube channel name was, but it's really short, but apparently he's got grass already growing. He's got weeds popping up. And this is what I get. You know, we're kind of always like the last ones to get spring. And it's really starting to get disappointing over here because it's just not really ever coming. It's not doing anything. So now, since the hoses are frozen, they're probably going to stay frozen for quite some time now. And they'll probably most likely crack. So, well, you know, come on. We had a good week of, you know, high 40s, high 50s, you know. And I thought this, you know, was going to stay. And then the next day I hear it's going to get cold and snow. It just never freaking quits over here. I don't know, if it doesn't get spring in another month, I might be moving. Because I'm not going to take this anymore. This is bullshit. You know, we've already dealt with the snow long enough. You know. The snow, obviously, it seems like it melts as soon as it hits the concrete. But I mean, look at this, what it's doing again. It's starting to pick up again. This is just bullshit. Let the camera focus. There you go. Now, it probably doesn't look that bad on the camera, but it's getting pretty bad. This camera doesn't really do that well, but I'm just tired of it. Come on. I mean, I got the John Deere up and running. I don't have it on the tender anymore. I mean, I can easily plug it in, no problem, but I'm probably not going to put it on the tender for the summer because it doesn't really need to be on it because it'll be mowing, so why have it on a tender? So, more towards fall, I think it'll probably be on the tender every once in a while. You know, I mean, I've never had no problems with it. I mean, I went 5 years without having the John Deere on a tender, and the battery was perfectly fine. But it's pretty hard on batteries. So, and my sister's car didn't start a couple days ago, so she couldn't make it into work. She had to call a repair shop, and they were able to trace it down to her battery. So she had to get a brand new battery. It was $180 or something for a new battery. I kind of think that they gave her a cheap battery because, for one, my sister doesn't really know the difference between a good battery and a bad battery. A battery is a battery to, you know, most women. They don't understand it. So I think she's going to have more battery issues later on. I mean, they're obviously going to give her a battery with the same cold cranking apps, you know. But the thing is it's probably a cheap brand. You know, I mean, spend the extra money and get yourself a damn good battery. So, depending on how long the John Deere battery will last, if the John Deere battery lasts, let's say if it lasts 10 years, then I'm going to turn around and go buy me another John Deere battery because I know that they're lasting a long time. 10 years is pretty damn good for a battery. I'm not sure how long you're supposed to exactly get out of a battery, but 10 years is pretty good for me. I don't like other shit's never lasted for, you know, and I think my sister didn't even have her car that long. Maybe she's only had it maybe 2 years now. I don't know how long it's been. Not very long, but no, probably not even 2 years. Maybe about a year and a half. I don't really know. It was whenever the freaking Ion died, so it had to have been about a year or two ago she got this new car, and it's not new, it was used when she got it, but it had like 70,000 miles on it, or 60,000 miles. So I'm sure she's close to about 100,000 miles by now because she does a lot of freaking driving. So, well, she said that she got a new battery in her car, and I think she's saying something that her car's not running very well. Well, probably because the battery's not big enough. That battery they probably gave her was probably fucking weak to begin with. You know, I mean, you can't just fully charge it and say, here you go. You know, you got to test the damn thing, make sure it's going to, you know, take its load and keep it fully charged for a while. And they said, too, that they checked her alternator and her wiring, you know, because I told her that, you know, It might not even be the battery. It could be the alternator that went bad. It could have been the wires that went bad on it. Apparently, they looked at all that, and they said that was all fine. So, I don't know. I think her car's a 2013 model, I think. So, it's not that old. So, for it to have a battery issue already, that's really telling me something that these cars are getting stupid and just shitty. You know, I'm better off, you know, going with an older car from the 1970s and just completely restore it, and it'll last me a lifetime, you know? I mean, it's like these newer things don't last. You know, my sister's Ion, she, you know, the old black car that's sitting over here, she had that for 138,000 miles, and then it blew, so, which is very, very disappointing for a car. I don't know if Saturn is still out there in the world. I don't think they're making the Ions anymore. I think they're making something else now, but I know my aunt has a Saturn Blazer. Well, her husband drives it, but it's really nice. They bought that brand new. I think that was a 2012 model or 2013 or something like that anyway. So, but, I don't know, they've never really had any problems with their Blazer, but this Ion, I don't know. I think these Saturn Ions were just a piece of shit made car, you know, just to, it's kind of just so they can grab a piece of the market and money and run. It's like, you really need to you know, when you're buying a vehicle, you really need to make sure that you get a car that's well worth it. I mean, let's say if you want to get a Dodge Ram, well, you know Dodge Ram's been out for a long ass fucking time. So you know that they're a very well known truck. You can count on it. But if Dodge comes out with a new truck, well, they came out with a new truck now, Dodge Rebel or something like that. It's a newer truck. Not a big fan of it. So it is a Ram truck, but I think it's to kind of copy the Ford Raptor, even though, you know, the Ram put their own kind of style of truck on it. But I think they're just trying to. It might be one of those really bad trucks that, you know, that Dodge is just trying to get a piece of the market real quick, so they just made this piece of shit, and, you know, it'll be fine. You need to get a truck that's been around for a long time, like the Ram 1500s, 2500s, 3500s. I don't know how long the 45 and 5500s have been out, but the 2500 and the 3500s and the 1500s have been around since day one. They're you know, they're the freaking real deal. But if you get a new truck that comes out in the world, if they don't have a truck, or if they come out with a new truck, I'm not really going to trust it, because you don't know. Now, Ford Raptor has been out for a little while, so, and I've never really, next time, or, you know, like I said, Ford Raptor's been out for a while, and I'm not a big Ford fan, but I do like the Ford Raptors. I think they're pretty good trucks, but I don't know what, you know, I've never really heard any bad things about Ford Raptor, but then again, I don't do my research on Ford, so I just do my research on Ram and Chevy and GMC, and I think that's it. I don't really look at the other brands of trucks, you know. It's just, get something that has been out. You know, and another thing too is, you can't even trust GM. Now, GM comes out with all these other fucking stupid cars, you know. I mean, the Ion's a GM product. Well, that's on the recall list. My grandma's 2000, I think that was a 2003 or 2006. Had to have been a 2003 Pontiac Grand Am. Used to be my sister's car, but then she wasn't happy with it, so then she sold it to my grandma. So my grandma's driving it now. But that damn thing's on the recall list. Like, every fucking thing from GM has been on the fucking recall list. Can't you make anything right anymore? And I haven't seen anything on TV on Chrysler or Ram, you know? I think Chrysler owns Ram. You know, they're making the Ram trucks. Well, they must obviously know what the hell they're doing, because I have not heard a recall on Ram or any kind of a Chrysler product, you know? So I think what's going on is that GM, for one, is getting cheap, and they're going with Chinese parts. And Chrysler, I don't think does it. I think they just make their own parts, and that's good, you know. So, but I got a feeling that Chrysler's going to do something wrong, and then then Ram or something will be on the recall list. It just really makes me wonder, why should I even go with a brand new truck? You know, I mean, if I went and bought a brand new Ram 25 or 3500, is it really going to be reliable? You know, some say that you'll get maybe about 150,000 miles or whatever on the tranny, and then the tranny will have to be replaced. That's probably kind of, in a way, bullshit, but, it could be true, too. I mean, I think what's going on is that these guys are buying these brand new trucks, and they're not breaking them in, right? They're buying them and immediately pulling their max payload, and that kind of fucks them up soon, pretty quick, because they want to be broken in, not just all of a sudden have to pull 50,000 pounds, and that's extremely hard on trucks. So even though Ram claims that, or any truck company claims that you can just go put them to work right away, I really doubt that. That's when I bought the John Deere and Big Red, I took good care of them for about a year. I didn't beat the crap out of them at all. Now it's fine because now they're broken in, so I can kind of beat them up a little harder, but I don't know, these newer trucks and cars, I don't know. So it really makes me wonder about my sister's car that, most likely that's most likely going to blow up at, close to 100,000 miles. They just can't make anything like they used to, So, but my sister said that she really don't have any more money now to figure out why it's running like crap, but I don't know. She said if it quits, but she don't have the kind of money right now, so she had just enough money to get a new battery, but that was about it, so she really can't do anything now until payday, or she'll have to save up a little bit of money too, and in order to really pay a lot of that off. So I don't know. I don't know what if her car is a GM product. It must be. I don't know. But I can tell you one thing now. I won't be driving any of those fucking China or Japanese fucking cars. We're in the U.S. We live in the U.S. So let's stick with U.S. products. But GM's supposed to be a U.S. product, and we're having a lot of problems with them. But I think that GM's just going over to fucking Chinese parts because they're too damn cheap and lazy to make their own. It's just so ridiculous. It's just so dumb. I mean, you have some things that say made in the USA. And then, then when they have their first breakdown, you take it apart, and then you realize that the parts that are broken say that they're made in China or made in Japan or something, Like, come on. It's not made in the USA if you got Chinese parts in it. It's fucking made in China. So why not just fucking say it's made in China? I mean, on this camera here, it says it was made in China, so it's done okay for 5 years, but the battery's really going to shit on it. I'm going to have to get a new one for it. Man, they're like 20, 30 bucks for a new battery, so just for a little battery, too, it cost me 20, 30 fucking bucks. Like, really? Not worth it. So for the amount of money that I got to spend, getting this camera upgraded, I might as well turn around and go buy me a bigger, better one. Something with better zoomage, Keep this one for a backup in case the other one should go down, but I don't know. It's just really starting to piss me off, so I don't know. So hopefully I won't hear anything bad about Ram. I don't know about Ford. I've heard some bad things about the Ford EcoBoosts, but nothing like major. It's just little shitty things, Like, apparently there was one guy on YouTube that said that they don't burn very clean. But I think he said there's just something that you have to do to it, and then it'll burn cleaner. I don't know, but, that's nothing compared to, a tranny blowing out on you, or a major defective part, like the Ion. It's got defective parts in it. So that's why it's on the recall list. But I think with the Ford, I think Ford has a fix for their problems. You know, I don't think it's really like on a recall list. It just don't burn clean. So there was something like that anyway. It had something to do with the Ford EcoBoosts. So I'm not saying that they're a bad truck. It's just that, for one, I'm not a Ford fan. Never really been a Ford fan. I do like the Ford Raptors. They're pretty good trucks, but I don't think I would ever own one. So, you know, the Ford EcoBoost. Well, every truck has their problem. You know, I mean, Ram says that they're the most, reliable trucks out there. And I've never really heard any big problems with them. I mean, some say that the trannies blow on them too soon, but you're obviously not breaking them in right if you keep having breakdowns. And with the older Rams, well, they're always going to have their breakdowns because they're old. Some trucks have 500, a million miles on them. Some say, one guy said that he had, I think it was a Ram 2500, had about a million miles on it, and it was still running strong. He's never had to replace a part on it yet. He's just obviously done his regular maintenance, like change oils. That's a pretty damn good truck. And nowadays, I don't know. And another thing that pisses me off too is that with these new Ram, well, not so much with the Ram trucks, but with every diesel truck out there, they got that DPF or whatever the hell it is, for all that black smoke and shit. Well, apparently they also cancel a lot of the turbo sound too, because I don't really hear a lot of whistling anymore out of these newer Ram trucks. They're making these turbos too quiet. Some say just to remove the rings inside the turbo, and that would make her a little bit louder, but some say that don't work. We need to get rid of that fucking DPF shit, that'll really make her fucking growl a lot more, That's why if I get a brand new truck, that shit's coming off. It's not going to come off right away, because obviously it would void my warranty if I did get one. But it's only going to be like a 5-year warranty, bumper to bumper, so fuck it. After 5 years, I'll do whatever the hell I want to it. DPF is coming off. The tuners are going on, I don't think I would really have to put a black smoke tuner on it because it probably would roll some coal, but not a lot. They're a lot, they burn a lot cleaner too, right? So that's another thing too. They make these trucks burn cleaner, but yet you got the DPF put on. So what the hell what good does that do? I mean, there's trucks that don't even have that DPF crap on it, and it's just a straight pipe, and and they don't roll any coal because the engines burn clean. But yet, you can still get the turbo sound coming through them. So, I mean, that's what some people want to hear. They want to hear the turbos whining, and you can't even hear them freaking whistling or anything. It's just like a real faint sound, Well, that's kind of gay. I want a truck that I can hear the turbo from a mile away, so I may have to. I know there's one company in Canada that can remove that DPF crap. I don't know if there's any here in the U.S., but I know there's one up in Canada. I might just go there. If I can't find anything here in the U.S., remove it, and then see if I can get the turbo louder. If the turbo's louder without the DPF, then I'll just leave the turbo as it is, but I might have to get an upgraded turbo for it, Some say just to remove the rings inside, but some say it don't work. It doesn't make a difference, so I don't know. I'm not going to really mess around with, like with a $60,000 truck. I'm just going to let a company do it, Look, it's back to frickin' snowing again. Back to fucking snowing. Stupid. So yeah, I don't know. These trucks just kind of piss me off. And they say a lot of these cars are clean burning now too. I couldn't really doubt it. Because my sister's car is pretty new. And that's still fucking dripping gas out of the exhaust pipe like a son of a bitch. Now that could just be water dripping out, but really, all day long, as you drive it drips water. And apparently the John Deere does that, but it only does that on startup. When it warms up, it pushes some water out. I keep thinking it's gas. My uncle says it's just water that sits there, I guess, and works its way out of the muffler. I don't know. I think it's probably just gas. Gas just settles, and then when you fire it up the next time, it pushes it all out. But it only does it for a few seconds, and then that's it. So, but my sister's car does it. The Pontiac does it too. The truck does it too. So, but the truck's not new, it's not clean burning, so it's gonna drip like a bitch. But the Pontiac would probably do the same thing because it's a 2003 and it's not really exactly clean burning. My sister's car should be clean burning, but it's still dripping fuel, so I don't know. Whatever. Fucking stupid cars. Piece of shit, you know. I don't know. I keep telling my sister to get a Blazer, just for, you know, 4-wheel drive reasons, you know, because we get a lot of deep snow here, and the car she's got is 4-wheel drive, or all-wheel steer, or all-wheel drive, I mean. So all 4 wheels get power. So she said it does make a major difference on icy roads, but you still can't go plowing through it, you know, a foot deep, you know, through snow that's a foot deep. Not like you could in a Blazer or a truck, but, you know, whatever. They usually maintain the highways pretty good anyway, so whatever. But since I'm not doing anything, guys, I guess I'm going to probably take off. It's just too cold, and it is snowing like a cocksucker out. Be fucking ass. So, whenever we get to nicer weather, I will do a video on those hoses. And I think I'll probably, well, I might go plug the Deere back in the John Deere, get it back on the tender. It's just cold weather, it's probably going to dick it up now, so, even though it's been like that for 5 years, I've never had an issue, but I don't want an issue, so, yeah, anyway, guys, I'm going to take off, so I guess have a good day and stuff, so, yeah, thanks for watching, guys, take her easy.